Good morning. My name is Reverend Onyx. I am the priest here at Lady of the Circle and the Oaks in Lexington, North Carolina. Today I'd like to talk to you about a very dear friend of mine and spiritual brother who has recently passed. Most people know him as Dragon's Son. We understand that the soul is eternal and it's only the vessel that is passed. Dragon's Son made a lot of very dear friends while he was here in this incarnation. He's a loving, selfless soul. Several years ago, Dragon's Son had a very intense trucking accident. It was only by what most people would call a miracle that Dragon's Son survived. But it left his body very mangled and in very bad shape. Through his remaining years, he had many trips through surgery and in and out of several different departments and many different hospitals, many visits to a rehab center. And then several months ago, he was placed finally in hospice care in a rehab facility. But through all my interactions with Dragon's Son, I never saw him lose his faith. In all interactions that I had with him, he was very friendly, very positive. In the online social network that he used to get out of his bed and into the world, most people never even knew what his physical condition was like unless they were told by someone else. On several occasions in that social network, in that social site, I saw him, or I witnessed him talking very caringly with another concerning a problem they were having. He always offered a virtual shoulder. He was very sympathetic, sometimes offering advice, but always he was friendly. And all the while, never talking about his physical condition. He might make reference to the trucking accident here every once in a while, but he never talked about how bad his situation, his physical situation was. He didn't burden anyone else with what he was going through. He was absolutely dedicated to his love and adoration for his wife. He, even in private, when it was just him and me talking on the phone and nobody else was around and nobody could hear him, he always spoke very lovingly of her. And even when I would joke around with him about having a mistress or a girl on the side or whatever, he would be very serious. No, he wouldn't even joke about things like that. He was very dedicated to her. He loves her very dearly. But privately, he worried. He worried about her well-being. You know, after his inevitable passing, he knew he wasn't going to last very long in this life. He was concerned that she would be okay. He urged her on to finish her bachelor's degree, which she did. And we're all very proud of her for that. He came to me a while back and asked me if I would take him on as a student in clergy training. I was honored. To have been asked. Of course, I accepted. He always worked diligently on his studies as his body would allow. Dragonson's work was always among the best of any student that I've had the privilege to work with. He had wonderful insight. His understanding of the material was great, head and shoulders. I was continually impressed with Dragonson's work and his dedication to both his craft and to his faith. Now, we see ourselves not as being a physical entity with a spirit, but as a spiritual entity that happens to have a body. Dragonson's time here in this incarnation is over. His path leads now onward to a new life. He's joined with others now as a new ancestor. I learned a lot from sharing a road with Dragonson for such a short time. He showed me a tremendous amount of strength and perseverance of spirit. He showed me a huge amount of love for his wife and family, and he extended that to all the people who had a blessing of knowing him. Dragonson's faith wasn't just sweet words paying lip service to some ideal. Dragonson lived his faith. And in doing so, he modeled that for everyone to see. The inner spark of the divine shone so brightly from behind those country boy eyes. If life is a classroom where we remember what our souls already know, then Dragonson was and is one of the instructors. Dragonson, may there always be peace and love between us, brother. Thank you for all that you've helped me to remember about our highest ideal. In all things, may you blessed be. Thank you. I Reverend Onyx. Thank you for listening.